And here we are with the finale of the mega campaign as Sparta, guys, in a game that I love, but cannot play. Nice flag you've got there, Tamakia. And for some reason, Awad, I feel like I might have seen that flag before. And apparently we are now Spartan Sierra Leone. Well, let's take a look at the world, guys, at the world that will soon be ruled by us, Sparta. And overall, the world is a little bit messy, I'm not gonna lie, but we are going to be cleaning up all of these borders today. And I'm not sure the Converter did a great job with, this great nation. And if you thought Z01 was powerful, wait until you see Z09. Oyo's certainly changed in the last few years. But enough making fun of all the flags, guys. Here we are as Sparta. We are a fascist nation. One of only, I think, like 2 fascist nations in the game with, oh my god, not another flag. I'm not gonna lie, that completely threw me. But yeah, the Confederation of the Equator is also fascist as well. In terms of everyone else, they are pretty much all non-aligned, like Lotharingia, Favonia, Tamakia, even though, you know, they might be one of our friends coming forward, but everyone is pretty non-aligned, so we might be a little bit lonely in the world. Good thing we've got all of our subjects. First things first, we're going to go political effort to get that PP, and of course, this ideology is perfect for us. I feel like it fits Sparta the most out of all the ideologies we could have been. But luckily, when we flipped to this, we didn't get rid of our glorious leader, the Grey Man, John Argiad. But because of our ideology, we already have partial mobilization, limited exports, and volunteer only, so overall pretty good laws at the start. And the only goods that we do have, though, are convoys and trains, so we're gonna have to start building up pretty quickly. I mean, factory-wise, with 62 right at the start, it's pretty darn good. We do, however, only have 14 infantry divisions, which isn't great, I'm not gonna lie. So I think what we're gonna do is switch everyone across to this at the moment, and then when we get some army experience, we're going to get rid of the light tank there. We already have an okay submarine with torpedoes, so we are just going to be building a lot of these boys going forward. Research-wise, we are just going to be doing the standard bit of industry first, a bit of engineering as well, and I think let's get support weapons 1 too. First things first, we are going to build a naval base over here on the Sinai so we can get to that, and then a supply hub right there too. Then following that, we are going to build a few civilian factories in our heartland. Well, there we go. There is the queue for now, guys. And before you ask, guys, no, I don't have all of the DLC. I am sorry about that, but basically, I'm more of an ancient history guy. I love this game. I think it's a fantastic game, but ancient history is the one for me. And damn, we do not have good planes right now. But what is the goal for today, guys? Well, after the humiliating white peace of the First World War with Lotharingia, Sparta is planning its revenge. For too long, we have had our eyes further afield, building up a very rich economy for our nation. But old wounds remain in Europe, wounds that we have not yet managed to heal. Firstly, the Hellenistic Empire, the traitors that refuse to switch across to the new, true way of Hellenic religion, they have to go. And then, of course, we look north towards the powers that follow false religions, such as Catholic Lotharingia, who worship Ragnar Christ. So today, our ambition will not be sated until we finally bring Spartan rule to the world. I mean, looking at our resources, we have an insane amount of steel and chromium, so maybe we'll be able to do something with tanks, but for now, we're basically just going to be infantry boys, proper Spartan way of fighting. Right then, let's press play and see what happens in the world. I feel like there's going to be a few civil wars with some of these nations, because they're pretty split in ideology. Oh, and by the way, we have no navy or air force at all. I don't know why the Converter's not giving us anything, but fine, fair enough. So we are going to justify straight away on the Hellenistic Empire, and hopefully in 250 days we'll be ready, but I really don't know. We do not have much equipment right now, and I was hoping that we'd have an option to boost our fascism support over here, but the only thing that we do have is communist support minus 0.01. I think we've got to take that, though. And because of the fact that democracy is so high, we're going to have to take collectivist ethos straight away, too. Well, there goes collectivist ethos, so I think we go for nationalism focus as well, just to make sure we don't get into any civil war shenanigans or anything like that. And there goes nationalism focus, guys. Very nice indeed. We're now going to get army effort for that army experience straight away, and then we're going to go down our industry path. Let's also get this resistance banker, minus 30% consumer goods factories. That's actually pretty insane. Army effort done. Let's do our industry focuses. Well, there we go. Altered this template. Very nice indeed. This is pretty much the best we can do at the moment. Well, there goes our war goal, guys. And honestly, I think we just go for it. I don't think the Hellenistic Empire really has any troops. So here we go. Let us conquer them and let's see what happens. I mean, they don't even have any troops on this border at all, or this border. So I don't think it's going to be too bad, but let's see. Their capital is all the way over here too. Well, there we go. We called all of our subjects in now, so they should be able to hopefully wipe out this area. Well, there we go. That was rather easy, I'm not going to lie. So, and we're basically just going to take everything. Well, there we go, guys. We are pretty much taking all of the North African areas, a little bit of Arabia too, and giving the rest to Georgia, to Oye and Kitara over here. That should really help. I didn't want to take this land because I don't want to have to garrison it. So yeah, but the rest of this, that is all rightful Spartan claim. And there we go. We look pretty juicy right now, don't we? And it looks like we're the only ones contributing to world tension right now. And I was really confused why we have a massive deficit of light tanks and trucks. But it turns out in our occupied territories, we want tank divisions to be occupying these areas. No, I don't think that's the right shout. Let's go for cavalry divisions. That should help a lot. Right, let's get up to war economy, even though we're no longer at war. I think we're going to get a war industrialist too. And there, finally, we can get a better fighter. We can't actually do many modifications to it at the moment, but that's fine. We'll be able to in a little bit. And finally, let's work out how to use the truck. Well, there goes our 2 extra research slots, guys. Very nice indeed. We're going to go down the political path now. But honestly, I'm starting to think we may have either broken the game or we're just so powerful. Like, it's ridiculous. 157 factories already. That is crazy. And as you can see, no one is doing anything at all. Like, no one has done a single thing. So what we're trying to do is maybe spark some action by staging a coup in Tamarkia. But let's see what happens. And there we go. Finally, something is happening in the world. Tamarkia has split in 2. We have fascist Tamarkia and we have apparently non-fascist Tamarkia. So yeah, let's see who wins. Let's send some volunteers to fascist Tamarkia. That should really help with our generation of experience. Well, there goes our volunteers, guys. That was a little bit annoying, I'm not gonna lie. So we basically built a front line all the way across here, all the way to there. And then I tried to do a little push for the capital. We took the capital, but then all of Tamarkia's troops just went away, or they got overrun or something. And basically now they have no troops on this front line. We got cut off and we died. So a little bit ambitious, I think, from our volunteers. But it looks like fascist Tamarkia is going to lose. Well, honestly, guys, there is literally nothing happening in the world. I don't know whether the converter's just like broken everything or what the case is. But we're pretty overpowered. I don't know why, but we are so overpowered. We've already got 110,000 infantry equipment. Like, we're just ridiculously powerful. But I don't know whether there's anything else in the world that we can do. I may tag into like Ryanus or someone like that and try and force them to make a war goal on someone. So let's see whether we can do that and maybe get some action in the world. So what I have done, guys, is I have raised the world tension to 100%. I've tagged into Ryanus, justified a couple of war goals on the nations around them. And I've also, Galicia is justifying on Great Britain. So yeah, hopefully that kicks things into action. And to be fair, we finally got a couple of factions. The North American Syndicate in Persia and the Anishinaabe Concordat. Yes, the greatest faction of them all. And a communist nation too. Fantastic. Yes, finally things are about to happen, guys. And we've got ideological fanaticism over here, guys, allowing us now to start factions. So I think we do that right away. So let's create a faction with this Tamarkia over here, and then we are going to join into this war. Well, there goes the call to arms, so let's get into it. And as you can see, we are the glorious faction of your faction name here. Honestly, I feel like that might be quite appropriate for how this game's been going so far. Oh, and by the way, all of our American holdings are not in the faction because they're no longer our subjects. I don't know why, but they're not our subjects anymore, so that's fine. Well, there goes that Tamarkia, and we actually do have some points from this, but yeah, and we can take stuff, so I think we do that. I think we take the land that we once gave to them in EU4. And finally, something else happens in the world. Rhyonis is attacking a Wad over here. Very nice. Well, we've got our justification against Lotharingia, so I think it's finally time to get involved in this war. Let's see which faction they decide to join and what that really does to the world. Now, obviously, it's been pretty easy so far, so let's call all of our allies. Lotharingia might have 100 divisions, so let's see whether that's going to make any difference. Well, I'm not going to lie, with all of our industry and all of our planes, I do not see this going badly at all. Okay, so now a few more people are involved. Korea, Wu, Syracuse, New Lotharingia, all that sort of thing, so that's quite interesting at least. Well, now it's time to convoy raid them into oblivion. Well, our convoy raiding is going pretty well, as you can see, guys. Same thing with predominantly the Air Force as well, although they're not focusing this area too well. But honestly, our biggest issue at the moment is supply, so we are going to have to try and sort that out, especially on this western edge. Well, there we go. We are starting now to make a bit of a breakthrough. Obviously, over here, supply is still a major issue. We have been trying to improve the supply by building up the railways, all that sort of thing. But yeah, we're going to have to just keep doing that as we move along. And who needs to defend the Alps when you can just go around the Alps? We've got a massive spearhead with our tank divisions now coming all the way around the Alps, which is pretty fun, I'm not going to lie. Well, there goes a brand new tank, and I think we're going to call it the Araeus. That is going to see us all the way through to the end of the game. The Araeus tank. Very nice indeed. Oh dear, Lotharingia. That is not looking too good for you, I'm not going to lie. Look at that. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. And there the Alps is now fully surrounded. Fantastic. Well, this is a bit of an encirclement, isn't it, guys? I mean, Lotharingia is pretty much done now. The lines are so messy, which is a little bit annoying, but yeah, I couldn't be bothered, really. I was just watching the glorious spearhead that went all the way, the tank division all the way from over there, all the way round to Spain. I just thought that was pretty epic. So instead of setting anything up in here, we're just going to do this. Yeah, and hopefully that works. Let's see. And damn, as soon as we started doing that, there was the huge capitulation. We got a lot of trucks, which is good because we really need some trucks. We are very, very low on those. And Tamarkia does have some points, so we'll probably let them take the east. But yeah, the west is going to be ours. The Catholic land that shall be now ruled by the Hellenists again. Worshipping of Ragnar Christ will be banned in this land. I mean, we have so many points that we can just take what we want right now, which is kind of insane. Well, there we go, guys. A pretty nice peace deal overall. We're now pretty darn big, aren't we? We are a big, scary boy. And honestly, we've got so many factories now, I don't even know what, what to do with most of them. We do need more trucks and support equipment, and of course, we could always do with more tanks. So, yeah, and we've not even run out of resources. Wow, we are powerful. In terms of our logistics, though, guys, we do still have a bit of a deficit of tanks, support equipment, and trucks. So we're basically going to chill out for a little bit and take out Galicia, and once Galicia's done, we'll just chill out and see what the rest of the world does and see what we can do about it. Right then, time to get into Galicia, guys. This should be a nice and easy war. I don't really care if anyone else comes in. There we go. This should be really easy. Well, there goes Galicia. They are a government in exile, though. I don't know why. But yeah, I don't think we're going to be taking out any of those small boys anytime soon. And there goes the justification on Mali. Basically, literally just so that this area is pretty much all taken by us. Well, there goes Mali. So now our borders are pretty much secure all the way around Europe and around this way. The only people that we may be worried about is Great Britain, so I think that's who we're going to go after next. Well, there goes our justification on Britain, so let's get that done straight away. Well, guys, we are just waiting for our Marines to be done to attack Great Britain, but while we are waiting for that, we have just got a good war goal against Lotharingia's Cascadia, so I think it's time, you know, we cleaned up this area a little bit because it is pretty messy. Well, I'm not going to lie, guys. Things on this front aren't going amazingly, shall we say. The supply is really a nightmare, and all of these terrible borders that we should have probably cleaned up in Vicky 3 are just proving to be quite difficult to deal with, honestly. But luckily, we are only using infantry over here, so the supply isn't horrendous. Now, I've brought some tank divisions across, ready to get into these borders if we want to as well. And there we go. Anish Nabek has just capitulated, which allows us to do a peace deal with Great Britain as well. And we didn't even invade Britain, so yeah, I'm not too sure about that one. First things first, though, let's make sure we take as much as we can in Europe, because that is our focus for our empire at the moment. I just realized how cursed that really is. Well, there we go. This is how it's going to pan out, guys. We've got New Lotharingia taking all the land in North America. We like that name because New Lotharingia is a lot better than Old Lotharingia. We have taken all of the African coast and all of the land in Europe, apart from the land up here that Tamarkia wants to take. So I think we leave that for now, and a good little victory for us. And we're actually right in time to declare war straight away on Damiania, and we're basically just going to go through all of the south of North and South of America before we turn to the east. I think we also go straight into the 13 colonies over here. We're going to call all of our allies into that as well. There we go. And basically with this one, we're just going to do that, and hopefully that's going to mop them up over here. These boys should be able to take out this area too, and then these guys can just do that. And then when it's a little bit less messy, we'll start actually organizing the armies, because at the moment I'm just like, why? It's just so messy. Let's maybe now build a few special buildings for some new type of bomb we've been thinking about. Well, there we go. There goes Damiania, and we are just going to give it to New Lotharingia again. At this point, guys, we are just literally justifying on everyone that we border over here right now. So, yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get into some more wars soon. And we've just gone up to limited conscription because we are a little bit low on manpower now. So that should really help out. And then if we need to, we will go on to extensive, but I don't think we really will need to this whole game, guys. It's been pretty nice so far. Well, let's bring Areas' kingdom back into the fold, my friends. And I think we will actually puppet them rather than do anything else because, yeah, I like having them up here on the map. Well, there goes our Once Upon a Time colony. All puppeted now. Very nice indeed. So straight on to this Columbia over here. That should be rather easy. And there goes Ryanus, guys, as well. So Awad now has power in Asia. Well, there we go, guys. We can't actually take this bit of Columbia because we don't have enough points. But everything else is done. And Columbia, I guess, can be an independent nation left in the world over here. That's fine. Finally, there is another faction, the Asia Alliance of Awad over here, so that is one good thing. I've also kicked Tamarkia out of our faction because I think we're going to have a go at them next. However, we're justifying a lot of war goals at the moment, so yeah. We need to clean up South America first. Well, that is more like it, guys. I've used the console to make the Asian Alliance a little bit bigger because ultimately, if this isn't bigger, all we're going to be doing is just justifying and fighting one enemy at a time. And I think it's better to fight everyone. But because I had to unpause as a WAD, our armies are a bit screwed now, so yeah, we're going to have a look at this and try and sort this out. Well, that is all the armies and air forces redone, guys. It did take a little while. I think around 20 minutes, but now our armies are properly organized. This is an absolute mess over here. I hate it so much. But yeah, as soon as we get into one of these smaller guys over here, we are going to trigger the war for the whole coalition. So that should be interesting at least, and a big thing to finish on. We pretty much own most of this area, basically, of the world right now. So it's time to get into Asia and bring our world dominance to head. I mean, we're not struggling for equipment right now. We are just so OP. It's ridiculous. I was just about to say, we pretty much haven't changed the templates of this, but apparently they decommissioned some templates. I don't know why. Why would you do this? Well, finally, we can declare war on Eusabonia. I don't think that's actually going to do much. I don't think they're going to join the coalition, but let's see. Well, there goes Eusabonia, and unfortunately for them, the glory of Vassalo to Areas is not theirs, so we're just going to take it ourselves. And honestly, at this point, guys, we are pretty much like all done with research. We really don't need to research anything else. Well then, guys, here it is. This is going to be the big one. I believe they're still in the faction. Let's have a look. There we go. Finally, a proper war. And for some reason, they haven't brought in Tamarkia. I thought they might do, but I guess not. And supply is just horrendous in these places that we are fighting in America right now. Like, everywhere, supply is terrible. And for some reason, like, I would like someone to tell me why I can't enter these provinces. Like, we are at war with them. That's the weird thing. We are at war with them, and this is our land, not a subject's land that's not in the war, so yeah, I don't really understand that, but maybe we'll be able to go this way? I'm not sure. Finally, it's registered that they're in the war. Wow, that took a little while. And all of these people are just, like, capitulating individually, which is very strange indeed. I don't know why that's happening. Someone please tell me in the comments. I don't know enough about this game to know why that's happening. Well, I've got to say, fighting through the jungle is, unsurprisingly pretty difficult right now. We are managing to push them, but it's quite messy, really. I think we'll invite the big Gummo boys to our faction too. And there we can actually see now what is going on over here. And let's join this war. That should finally bring in a WAD to the big war. Because for some reason, they just kind of weren't in the war. Like, I think we've messed the game up quite a bit. And there, finally, the war goal against Tamarkia is done now. I think they are going to probably invade the Gummos, so that's not great for us. I do need to maybe set up 1 or 2 more fronts over here, but hopefully Favonia can sort that out. So yeah, let's go for it. Well, apparently Yamnat doesn't want to bring in Favonia, so I guess we're just gonna have to push through the south here. I mean, that's fine by me, but please bring in Favonia, Yamnat. We've got all our tanks set up here for a reason. Well, Tamarkia is coming through the back, which is never good. So what we are going to do is get these boys, once they've cleaned up this mess, get them over to that front. We are doing pretty well on this front over here, as you can see, just no supply once again. So I am, you know, constantly building up supply hubs and railways, all that sort of thing. Alicia Pediada has now capitulated, which is really good for us because we were using like 2 armies down here to sort of to deal with them. So we really need to get going. Now, supply, of course, isn't amazing, but honestly, over here, it's not too bad for some reason. I don't know why. So yeah, no, we're in a pretty good position. Tanks in the mountains, of course, is not min-maxing, guys, but they're still doing a pretty good job. Once we've cleaned up these little 2 holes over here, those encirclements, we're going to spread out and go up north this way, basically, to try and unify our fronts. Over in South America, things are going okay. Like, we've taken out the south, the center, all that sort of thing. There's been a couple of like little landings and stuff like that, which I hope New Lotharingia will actually do something about, but it looks like they're not doing anything, just letting this Tamarkian unit roam around. So, oh, we have troops here. Who are you? You're not even part of an army. You're just like random troops given to us. Well, you've got a new job for you guys. And things are beginning to roll on the Eastern Front there. There goes Bemba again. They've capitulated about 7 times in this war, by the way. So yeah, because yeah, Africa's not looking too good for us, honestly. We are losing over here, but I've not really committed any troops, so that's fine. We'll leave that alone. But yeah, these are the important areas, and yeah, we're doing a pretty darn good job, I've got to say, of pushing Tamarkia back. Supply, of course, isn't great, especially over in the west. Might be stacking a little bit too much. But yeah, we're going to get a huge encirclement off here if we can. So what I am going to do is try and micro that as well. And there, finally, Confederation of the Equator is done. So South America is pretty much all ours now. Once again, actually, once again. Well, the question now is, where do we go with these troops? And I think, honestly, oh my god, that encirclement is filthy. That is absolutely glorious. I think we're going good against Tamarkia. So what we might do then, you can see, these guys are a little bit battered and bruised, but there is an actual front over here at Sind. Someone opened it up. I honestly don't know who, because I don't think we had anyone in our power block over here. So, yeah, we might just come and join this front. I think that'll be good. And damn, look at the spearhead that we are making through Tamarkia now that we've realigned our goals somewhat to go north rather than sort of west. So yeah, hopefully we can start building that up a little bit. I am, of course, continually building railways, supply hubs, all that sort of thing, but we're still struggling with supply. I think the problem is we're just going so fast, like we're moving so quickly, that yeah, it's a bit of an issue. And it looks like we did manage to get a naval invasion off over here on Cuba, so let's get that one going. That'll be good. And damn, Awad capitulated. I don't know why. We hardly invaded them at all, so that's a very strange one, I've got to say. Well, there goes the Gummo revolt. Very interesting indeed, shall we say. They've pretty much taken all of India, all that sort of thing. We're still going with Tamarkia. We took all of South America. Gunun Atuk is our sort of native vassal, which is pretty cool, honestly. And yeah, we took everything that we could off Cuba, all that sort of thing. But the Gummos took Cuba as well. Very interesting, shall we say. And finally, we can now push from the east as well. I don't know why that's changed, but it has, so great. And there goes Tamarkia as well, guys. Very nice indeed. Well, I think we'll be taking all this land back off them that we once had. Well, the problem is because Favonia never joined this war, we can't give this land to them, which is a little bit annoying, honestly. And there's no one else that's a good person to give it to, so I think we just take this bit of land here and then we puppet the rest of them. So overall, it's not the best peace deal you could ever see in your life. There's now 2 Tamarkias, one of them puppeted by us, but yeah, I mean, for our borders, they're nice and clean, so that's the most important thing, I guess. And there goes Germany as well, now rightful Spartan clay. And I think finally we're going to go service by requirement for our last big war, which of course is going to be against the Gummo boys. Well, here we go. Let's see how we do. The big war to finish this off to, you know, control the whole world, basically. And that's a lot of green. I wish Yamnat would just bring Favonia into these wars. Like, why? Please. Like, just come into the wars so we can, you know, invade from over there. Horrible border gore. I've got to say, so far, no one has dropped any nukes, I don't believe. So, in some senses, this Spartan world is better than the real one. Well, things are going okay. Of course, supply is horrendous once again, but we have got some good breakthroughs down here. We've nearly taken all of India back off them, which is really, really good for us. I'm trying to break through up here with a new division, basically trying to combine our lines over here, hopefully get rid of some more of their victory points. They have had a naval invasion over here by some of our little vassals, Oye included, the boys, Oyo, sorry. So yeah, and of course we've got a big front up here that is horrendous, as you might expect. So yeah, things are looking okay. Well then, we've managed to join up the fronts, guys, and I've swapped out the tanks on this front. They have come down here where there is a tiny bit better supply. India is going very, very well. As you can see, we've nearly mopped up nearly all of India. Now, of course, we are overstacking over here quite a bit, but I'm just really not bothered at this point. I just want this war to be over. So, and that is horrific. But yeah. So now we are going to be pushing through Siberia. There is some victory points over here. So yeah, it looks like we are going to have to go through there. They're not even that close to capitulating. So another 20% of the victory points and we will win. So yeah, we're coming down this way with our tanks. When they're done, we're probably going to go through China. Now it's going to be, again, terrible supply across here. But I think the best way to go through China is from the back, as we can see, once India is done as well. And it looks like they are finally starting to fail. They've put up a very good fight, honestly. In terms of losses, 4.3 million for them, 2.2 million for us. They are very close to capitulating now. We only need a couple more victory points, which we probably can do quite quickly. Like, there's a big victory point there. We're not on that front line, though. We're more over here. So yeah, there's a couple of victory points we can take and then we'll be good. And there we go. Very nice indeed, my friends. Very nice indeed. Well guys, there we go. We have a pretty large empire now, you might say. Sind, of course, as well, part of our faction. So yeah, they got all of India. We gave Wu all of pretty much East Asia, apart from a bit for Korea. And we resurrected one of our good buddies from our previous games, Timarchia, as well. Pretty much all of Africa is under our control, the same as South America and North America. So I think at this point, guys, like we could go around and, you know, start justifying on all these tiny little guys like Great Britain and everything just to clean up the borders. But honestly, I think that's appropriate at this point. All the main borders are very clean indeed, and there's really no one else that can stand up to us at all at this point. We've got 9 million manpower. Just have a look at our logistics, guys. 2 million infantry equipment, 150,000 artillery, 450,000 trucks, 250,000 support equipment, and 130,000 light tanks as well. 16,000 CAS just in the background as well that we didn't even use that much of. We gave each army like 300 CAS or something, and that was about it. But like, we could have had them have like 1,000 each if we really wanted to, which would have just been insane. So honestly, this world, in my opinion, is pretty cool. I love the fact that the Aborigines like survived as a nation. All of the world is pretty much under Sparta's control now. These guys are all our puppets, of course. All of these guys in Africa are our puppets as well. Let's just go on the diplomacy map mode. We might be able to see it better. So yeah, there we go. That is the world that we own. You know, there's a few independent nations like Uyghur and Japan, but honestly, it really is a Spartan world now. Well, guys, I hope you have enjoyed the mega campaign. I really have enjoyed it. It's been really fun. Thank you very much for tuning in, and all of you new guys, please do like and subscribe if you do enjoy this series. And make sure you check out some of my other videos, CK3 Imperator Rome, and mainly the other Paradox games that I play, but I may play some more EU4 in future, so please do check out the rest of the channel. But without further ado, guys, thank you for watching this glorious mega campaign where Sparta has risen from a city-state to world domination, and I will see you all again on the next video. Once again, massive thank you to some of the channel members, Pascal, David, and Cowie. If you are interested in supporting the channel, you can do for as little as $1 a month down below. But without further ado, guys, I'll see you all again on the next video.